This happened a few years ago, up in the Catskills, upstate New York. I won't say exactly where, partly because I've never gone back, and partly because I don't want to know if someone else found what I did, or worse, if it found someone else. So, yeah, Brooklyn born and raised. Concrete, sirens, chaos, that was my normal. But the woods, the stillness, that always called to me, like silence was something sacred. By 2020, I was doing a lot of solo hikes, post-lockdown obsession, had all the gear, filtration system, ultralight tent, even a solar charger for gadgets. I wasn't a rookie, not by a long shot. This trip was supposed to be a quick two-nighter. I'd just bought some new camping gear, figured I'd document it for YouTube or something. That idea didn't survive the weekend. I hit the trailhead around 3 p.m. It was late summer, muggy, insects whining in your ears non-stop. The first few miles were textbook, sun slicing through the leaves, that warm, sweet smell of moss and decay. I passed a few hikers, casual smiles, nods, but after this one half-collapsed bridge, it was just me. I made camp about 6 miles in, by a trickling creek. Picture perfect, like something off a calendar. Birds, mossy rocks, the works. First night was uneventful, normal. Forest noise, distant rustles. I'd done enough solo trips to ignore all that. But the second night, that night, changed me. It started with a cough. I'd gone off trail earlier that day, bushwhacking like I owned the place. Found this old, forgotten path, barely visible. My GPS still worked, so I thought I was good. Set up camp in this strange little clearing, oval-shaped, too neat to be natural. The trees curved in on all sides like they were watching. As the sun dipped low, I heard it, a dry, human cough. Close, too close. Not a twig snap, not an animal, a person, or something trying to sound like one. Heart hammering, I stepped out, flashlight trembling in my hand. "Hello?" I called. Silence. I stood there, waiting, breathing heavy. Nothing. Tried to rationalize it. Some trick of sound, right? A deer? Maybe. Maybe not. But then, around 2 a.m., it got worse. I'd dozed off, knife clutched in my sleeping bag. That's when I heard the whistle. 2 soft notes. Not a tune, just a signal. Then a snap. A branch. Then another. Something was circling. Slow. Intentional. Crunch. Crunch. Pause. Crunch. I yelled, "Who's there? I've got a knife!" No reply. Just another cough. The same as before. I lost it. Bolted barefoot into the dark with my flashlight, shining it everywhere. Nothing. Just trees. Then I saw it. At the clearing's edge, about 20 feet back, something standing. Not a person. Not really. It looked like the woods had made it. A twisted sculpture of bark, moss, and limbs. Too tall, too thin, no face, just there. Then it twitched. Not stepped, twitched, like reality had skipped a beat. One frame to the next. And then, gone. I ran like hell, left everything, sprinting through brush, feet shredded, lungs on fire. Didn't stop till I saw the broken bridge at dawn. Collapsed there, shaking. I locked my car doors like that would help. But that wasn't the worst part. A few days later, I posted about it on a hiking forum. Not as a ghost story, just, "Hey, anyone see anything weird out there?" One guy messaged me, said he knew the area, told me never to go back, sent me a screenshot of an old trail map from the 60s. That clearing? It had a name once. Observation Site B. He said hikers went missing there in the 70s. People saw shapes that weren't people. And he left me with this: if you hear the cough again, don't move. Don't run. It likes when you run. So yeah, I haven't set foot in the woods since, and I don't think I ever will. I've never been the kind of guy who buys into supernatural crap. No ghosts, no demons, no sleep paralysis monsters, just stories. Until one weekend in a forest preserve in Wisconsin flipped everything I thought I knew. It started like one of those dumb ideas you blurt out in a bar. Bro, we should go real camping, off the grid. No phones, just trees, beer, ghost stories by the fire. Sounded like a solid plan, but for some reason, no one else showed up. I'm not exactly Mr. Popular, so when the other 3 guys bailed, I was already packed and itching to go. I figured, screw it, I'm still in. Tent, flashlight, cooler full of food and beer. Let's go. The preserve was remote and stunning. Towering pines, winding trails, little streams that cut through mossy ravines. After about an hour on a gravel road, I parked at a turnout, hiked 3 miles in, and found a sweet little clearing for my campsite. Just me, the trees, and the wind. Peaceful. Until day 2. That afternoon, I was off trail doing a little exploring. Nothing crazy. Snapped some pics of a deer, climbed over a fallen log, just soaking in the quiet. That's when I saw it. Tucked way back between the trees. A structure. Dark. Solid. Wrong. It looked like a cabin. Weathered wood. Slouching to one side like it had grown tired of standing. The forest around it was unnaturally dense, like the trees had crept inward over time. I froze. There weren't supposed to be any buildings out here. I checked the maps. All undeveloped forest. No trails, no shelters, nothing. But curiosity's a bitch. I crept closer, twigs cracking underfoot. The cabin looked old, but not abandoned. The wood was damp and covered in moss, but the door, it was clean. Too clean. Like someone had touched it. Recently. I circled it. One window, boarded from the inside. No chimney, no path. Just there. Then I heard it. Clank. Something dropped. Something heavy. Inside. My stomach flipped. I was alone in the woods, staring at a building that shouldn't exist, and now there was a noise coming from inside. Every part of me screamed to leave. Turn around. Go! I didn't. I stepped up, hand on the doorknob. It was ice cold. I pushed. The door groaned open with a long, aching creak. Inside, one room. Dark. Musty. It smelled like wet earth and something rotten. Meat gone sour. A chair lay tipped over, a ratty blanket on the floor, and a table pushed into a corner. No sign of anyone, but it felt like the room had just been occupied. The air was thick, like it was still holding someone's breath. Then I saw it. Nailed to the far wall was a map of the preserve, not the one from the site. This one had red marks, drawn by hand. 3 dots. One of them was right where I'd camped. Underneath, scrawled in what looked like charcoal. They only come when you're alone. I backed out so fast I nearly tripped. Shut the door, started speed walking back to camp. Heart pounding in my throat. I didn't run. Running felt like a mistake. But the woods didn't feel empty anymore. They felt aware, like I was being watched. That's when I heard it. Footsteps, behind me, heavy, deliberate. I spun around. Nothing. Just silence. But something was there. I could feel it. I power-walked to camp, zipped myself into the tent, grabbed my flashlight and the sad excuse for a knife I brought. Sat there, just waiting. And then the zipper moved, clear as day, outside the tent. Zip. Slow. Intentional. I froze, breath shallow, every muscle locked. Then adrenaline took over. I lunged, unzipped the flap, flashlight flaring everywhere. No one, just trees. Quiet. But the tent's zipper was undone. Just a few inches. Like someone had started to come in and changed their mind. I didn't sleep. I sat there with the flashlight on and that dull kitchen knife in my hand, waiting for dawn. The second the sky started to lighten, I packed up like a man possessed. No breakfast, no coffee, just gone. When I reached my car, sweaty, dirty, mentally cracked, I saw something on the windshield. A note, folded, tucked under the wiper. I stared at it for way too long before pulling it free. Sloppy handwriting. Red ink. Don't bring others. They only want you. I swear to God I went alone. My friends never even left their houses. And to this day, I don't know if that cabin was real or if it built itself just for me.